Hey everyone, this is my video on my visit to Bangkok, Thailand. So I do have some other videos on Ao Nang, Phuket, and Chiang Mai, so check those out. When I arrived in Bangkok, I actually had a shuttle booked through my hotel. I would say it's probably way more expensive than just catching a taxi from there, but sometimes I like that convenience of just somebody meeting you with your name, and I don't have to deal with money or anything because I've prepaid for it. So if you like that kind of service, I highly recommend that you do that. I think not all hotels though have that shuttle service, and I think I paid like 1,000 baht for that, where it's probably less through like a Grab. The traffic in Bangkok is crazy, so expect that anywhere you go is going to take some time to get there. I did stay at the Grande Pointe, and I'll put some footage in here. I do highly recommend this hotel, especially if you're with a family, because we got like this almost apartment-like suite. It was huge, came with a kitchen, living room, bedroom, of course, and bathroom. But the bonus there was it came with a washer/dryer, so it was nice that I could do my laundry. And they provide the detergent, as many as you want, so you didn't have to go out and buy that, which is nice. It's a I think there was 50 floors. We were on the 41st floor, so the view from that room was amazing. They had really great facilities too. I'll put some footage. They had a pool, a game room that we didn't discover until the last day because we hadn't gone around. They have a spa service with kind of a little more expensive massages, but reading online, I didn't get a massage there, but I had read reviews that they were actually a really great place. And they had breakfast if you paid for the breakfast included in your reservation. I would say the breakfast was a pretty large selection, but the wait, if you went around like anywhere past 9, it was like 6 to 10:30. It was like a 10 to 15 minute wait, which doesn't seem long, but when you're standing in a line with a ton of people, it kind of is long. And if they had too many people, sometimes they'd open up the downstairs and put people downstairs so that they can accommodate everybody. This also was walking distance to a 7-Eleven. There's a little back alley, just as a tip. If you end up staying here, if you walk out of the hotel and you go left, you go straight and then through some small gates to another hotel, and then there's a 7-Eleven right there. There's also a couple of massage places there, very cheap. There was one called Chao 9, which it was only 270 baht for a Thai massage or a foot massage. I wouldn't say that they did amazing massages though. I would say they are definitely a 270 baht massage. Although in Phuket we did pay, and in Ao Nang they were only 300 and they were much better. So I don't know. I feel like you just got to try it at different spots. Also within walking distance, maybe 2 blocks down, is Centro World, which is a huge mall. The food there is a little more expensive, of course, because it's a mall, but they did have tons and tons of food options. And it's a fairly big mall with lots of shopping that you can do there, but department store shopping. Across from that mall, I think I saw a big supermarket too, so there is that. All right, here's my hotel footage. This is the lobby, which was really pretty. It was really big, and pretty impressive actually for this hotel. There are 50 floors on this hotel, and we were on the 41st floor. So this is when you walk in, the bathroom. So there's a tub and a shower, which is a nice touch. I love that it had like on the side of the mirror there, like shelves to put all my toiletries. And then it did come with a bunch of toiletries in the bathroom as well. Dental kit, shaving kit. And then the shower, actually, it took a while to heat up. That was my only gripe there. The toilet had a fancy bidet that had the toilet seat warmed up. It did open up into the bedroom, really nice sized bedroom. Came with an iron and an ironing board. And then again, you had like this really nice view, which I show later. The closet had a a safe, and then you had some robes and some slippers as well, and then an extra pillow. Some drawers, the hair dryers in here. It had lots of drawer space if you were staying for a long time, which would make sense in a room like this, which is really nice. Again, it's huge, and it only cost me like $550 for 4 nights. The TV was a smart TV, again, which is nice in Thailand because then you aren't restricted to just some English, you have some English channels there. So then your room goes out into this huge living room, and another TV in here. There was a desk, and then you also had a really awesome view. And this is just some stationery that they gave you, but you could open up this whole window. I have some footage later that I show you the view. Has a dining table with a kettle. You get water bottles each day and some snacks. And the snacks and the pot, they had like pop and juice in the fridge, and that all actually came with it. Like it wasn't an extra cost. This to me was a seller, which was the washer dryer, had a microwave, a stove. You did have to call to get like pots and pans and things like that if you did end up wanting to cook. But it was equipped with like, all your glasses and cups and plates and things like that. So that was really nice that you had that option to cook if you wanted to. So utensils here. This didn't have anything in it, but I think that was for like drying things off. And again, just lots of cupboard space, but the pots and pans were not in here. You had to call to get that. This is the hallway to your room, so I just wanted to let you know what it looks like. And again, here's the view from the 41st floor. So beautiful. Now, this is the line to breakfast. So if you came at busy times, you would have to wait like 10 to 15 minutes. This is the breakfast downstairs when it was over full upstairs. So you had bread and juices and coffee, salads. I do end up putting some footage that also shows the buffet upstairs, so you'll see that in a minute. It was a little bit bigger. The options were kind of the same. It's just like a bigger layout, but you had a lot of like miso soup and some rice. So again, like you had a lot of lunch type options, some dim sum, and if you go around here, I tried to capture like all the little names of there so that you knew what it was that they were serving. Some fried chicken. You'll see here again, like these dishes here are mostly like, to me, not breakfast food, but it again is pretty common. I felt like in all the hotels that I was staying at. Some stir fry there, some noodles, some potatoes and veggies, some sausages there. And then on this side, you had cereals and some like fruit. Now, this here is upstairs, and they had more juice options upstairs actually than they did downstairs. So again, like if I had a choice, I would have liked to eat upstairs rather than downstairs, but it's better than waiting for a table. They didn't have brewed coffee. All of them upstairs and downstairs had the coffee machines, and this is the upstairs fruit station and yogurt. They did have made-to-order eggs. They did have made-to-order eggs downstairs as well. I felt like it was a little bit not very organized downstairs as far as the egg stations. It took longer. I don't know why. There was only one person, that probably is why. And then, you had bacon and breakfast sausages and lots of choices up here. So a very big selection. Some hash browns and vegetables, some naan bread and some curry sauce. And then they had like a bread station here. And this is just one section of the upstairs. So, you know, they had like Danish and donuts and muffins and things like that. And then if you walked over to the other side, oh, here is their juices, some more like water and orange juice and things like that. The other side was like Thai iced tea and green tea and things like that. They also have another section with like deli items and salad items. This was on the other side. And then I go through, they have cereals. I know this is like a really long video about their breakfast buffet, but I really wanted to give you an idea of the breakfast that it comes. Now, it does come with it if you book to have breakfast with your reservation. And obviously, if you didn't, then you had to pay. I think it was like 550 baht per person if you didn't have it as part of your room reservation. And they were very, you know, they checked everyone's room and was strict about whether or not you paid, and it came with your reservation. So again, some of the same items that were in the downstairs buffet, can see here. Some fish. So again, more lunch items, but definitely breakfast items as well. I read some comments about like these buffets catered more to Asian food, which you're in Thailand and it's common to eat these things for breakfast. Here is the game area that we found on the last day. They had tons of options here that we didn't even know about. They had like this sitting area here, which was really nice. And each table had like different games that you could play, like Scrabble and chess and things like that. And then some video games. Those are some driving games. And then on this other side, they even had a little kids area. I don't know what it takes to, like, what ages for your kids. They had a little library area, which was cute. And then if you walk out here, they had an outdoor small little playground for children, and then some bathrooms. And then this is the walk out to the pool area, which is a really nice size. I didn't use the pool, so I can't comment about the water on it, but it looks like a really nice area with tons of chairs and just a nice size pool. On the other side of this area was a workout area, and it was pretty large, as you see here. And you have a really great view if you're on the window side, if you're on a machine on the window side. Some tips here. I would say when you're going to Thailand, and this would apply to any of the places I went, I would change money there. I saw that the exchange rate was much better there than doing it ahead of time. The average I saw for US dollars was about 35 baht. Now, the thing is, though, is that some places gave better exchange rates than others, but they would all range between 34 and 36. So depending on where you went, and most of them were open like 24 hours. But what we did is we just took some cash with us, and we would just change like 100 at a time. And we barely used our cash, if I'm being honest, because food there is so cheap. I paid transportation through Grab, which I do recommend, and that was tied to my credit card. And let me talk a little bit about transportation. So Grab is what I use, but they also use InDrive and Bolt. I just happen to already have Grab installed, and so I just only use that. I did read that Bolt and InDrive might be a little bit cheaper. I think InDrive you would pay like cash, not through the app. And then there, in most places, it took time because of traffic to get and like wait for a Grab. So keep that in mind. I would say the minimum I ever waited was 10 minutes and the maximum was like 20 minutes. So nothing below that in anywhere that I needed to get picked up. Tuk-tuk drivers. So I did hear a lot and read a lot that they are scam. They do a lot of scams there. I didn't find that in Phuket, Ao Nang, or Chiang Mai, just in Bangkok. Now, my friend had gone the week before, and she was able to find a tuk-tuk driver, paid him 300 baht to drive her around all the temples. So I thought, okay, I'll try my luck, and I will try a tuk-tuk once. Found a tuk-tuk driver. He wanted 500 baht to go to a mall where I was catching a dinner cruise, and through the Grab app it was only 250. So I was like, no, I'm just gonna go through the Grab, it's only 250. And he's like, okay, fine, let's just do 300. And I was like, all right, whatever. I didn't want to wait for a Grab to come by, and so I thought I would try it. So about 10 seconds into our drive, he pulls over and he pulls out a map, and he's like, hey, well, we're gonna stop here real quick, it's only 2 minutes. It's free, it won't take long. And my husband and I were like, no, we just want to go to the mall. And he like kept insisting and trying to convince us, and we kept insisting back, like, no, we just want to go to the mall. Because I knew about these detours and places where the tuk-tuk drivers get a commission if they take you there, and I just didn't want to be driven around to all these places. And that didn't happen to my friend, so she must have just gotten lucky with the tuk-tuk driver she found. But anyway, so he finally gives up, and he starts going again. And maybe 5 seconds later, he pulls over and says, that's fine, you can just go get a Grab, and just drops us off on the side of the road somewhere. In a place where I can't call a Grab because there's like no places, like no landmark for me to specify to get picked up. So yeah, that was a very disappointing experience. So watch out for that. It's too bad too, because it's all over in forums and things like that, that in Bangkok, that's what they do. And so I just feel like they're just ruining their reputation, and many people are choosing not to take a tuk-tuk because of it. And tuk-tuks are so fun to take around that it's just, too bad. We were able to, because there's so much traffic, there are, cars stopped waiting for lights. We found a taxi that was empty and negotiated a price to get us to where we needed to be. So we did do the dinner cruise, the Chao Princess dinner cruise. I want to say it's a good experience, but a couple of things to make note of. They do have an upper deck and a lower deck. I suggest the upper deck because it is pretty cool at night. It's cool enough at night. And when I exited the cruise, I went through the downstairs and it was air conditioned, but it was freezing. So bring a sweater if you're going to be on the lower deck. They did have like a band playing on the upper and the lower, which I thought was interesting. So I didn't realize that there was another band downstairs with dancing as well. The cruise itself was a buffet. The food was pretty, it was okay. But the cruise like just went up and down the river and would like turn around and go back. So you would see the same things. I didn't even realize we were doing that until I noticed that we'd passed something like for the second or third time. So keep that in mind. I think because you're eating and they're singing and dancing, you don't really notice that you're actually just going like back and forth on this river. But you do get to see the temples and some of the other things on the cruise at night. They even had some fireworks. I don't know if that's like a regular thing, but it was it was nice to see those things. And you do catch the cruise at one of these really large, I think it's the Icon Mall, which is one of the largest malls. I would suggest going there. They do have like an indoor night market, food market on the bottom floor, and it's got tons and tons of food. A tip there is in the middle, I felt like it was more expensive, and on the outer edges, I felt like it was more of street food prices. And there isn't a lot of places to sit. I mean, there is a lot of places to sit, but it's so busy that you can't find a place to sit until I found out that there's an upstairs, and there was hardly anybody up there and lots of tables. So once you get your food, head upstairs. There's some tables where you can sit at, which is, less stress when you have a bunch of food. Sometimes it's okay depending on what you have to stand and eat, but sometimes you want to sit down and eat. So go upstairs. Here's some footage from the cruise that we took. This is the upper deck, and you'll see it's a pretty large ship. You did have to sit with strangers in some of these tables. I was lucky enough to get like one that just had my husband and I. And then here's a view of the ship, like another ship that was exactly like ours. This is the line to the buffet. There was like no rhyme or reason, so it was a little bit hectic. And then here are some of the views that we got to see. Here's the fireworks show, which again, I thought was pretty cool. We did also visit Chinatown, which I think like is worth visiting. There's a ton of good food options there. It does get super busy. A tip for me there is sometimes I feel like in those busy areas, it's like hard to figure out like where your Grab can come pick you up. At the end of the like where all the action is, there is a store called Lotus Go Fresh or something like that, and it was in an alley. Not only do they have a bathroom that you can use, but you were able to grab a Grab right there, and it just was like a perfect location where they could just pick you up, and it's a good meeting point. So I would make that your pickup. Also went to the Chatuchak Markett. I will say I thought that Bangkok, this particular market in general, was going to be cheaper. Like I saved a lot of my souvenir shopping for that market, thinking it was going to be cheaper there than it was in Phuket or in Ao Nang or even Chiang Mai. Also, it was my last stop, and so it just like I needed to gauge how much room I would have for souvenirs. But what I did find is they were actually more expensive. So like a shirt that I bought in Phuket for $250, I got in Chiang Mai for $200. And then in Bangkok, they were trying to sell me the same one for $350. So I don't know. I mean, some things were cheaper there, but I did feel like in the other areas of Thailand, it might be cheaper than Bangkok, which I guess should not be a surprise to me. But I thought that this particular, it's the largest market, and so I figured that it might be cheaper there. There also is like a eating area where they had lots of food options. We went on a Friday night, which is nice because it's a lot cooler, but I would say only a third of the places were open. So there's a lot of like alleys and things like that where you can go down and find other shops. All of those were closed. So if you want to go there for shopping and you want the full effect of all the stores being open, I believe during the day on Saturday and Sunday are the best days to go. I do think it's also open, maybe I would do your research, during the weekdays, but also only during the day. Friday is the only day where it's not open during the day, and it's only open at night. And again, not all the stores are open. I would say that's really it. One other thing, a tip to know is that most bathrooms cost 5 to 10 baht to use, and they have like little gates there where you can't get through unless you put your money. So have some change. Make sure that you always keep your change for those situations. Most bathrooms like that did have toilet paper, but I would always carry some because there are some where they don't have any, and so you'll just want to have that handy. And yeah, but if you have any questions, let me know, put it in the comments, and I'll answer them for you. Thanks. Forgot to mention, I did stay at the Park 9. That's closer to the airport because on my last night, because I didn't want to deal with like a bunch of traffic to get to my flight. This is the lobby. It was actually a really great hotel. It was very nice inside. The lobby has like this little lounge area where you get like 2 free drinks when you arrive. They offer a free shuttle service every 2 hours, and it's 24 hours, which also is very nice. And then this here is the pool area. So they had lots of seating, and the pool was a pretty good size. There's also a restaurant attached to this hotel, and there's a mall across the street where there's lots and lots of food options. Here is the exercise room that they offer. I will say this was a noisy hotel in a sense that I could hear all the traffic at night when I was trying to sleep. The rooms were nice as well. They were very clean. Here's the bathroom. Did come with some toiletries, of course, and a really nice shower. And the toiletries it came with are these ones here. So, you know, a sewing kit, shaving kit, some dental, some toothbrushes, some shampoo, conditioner, and some body lotion. And then out here, there was some closet space here. So this closet had 2 robes, 2 slippers, and then on the other side was the safe and a hair dryer. And they had a flashlight, which I thought was really cool, that was attached to the wall. I'm assuming they may have some like power outages or something where you might need that. And then on the other side was just like more shelves, an extra pillow, and you know, some hangers to hang some stuff. You also got 2 bottled waters every day, and these were fancy like glass bottles. They were pretty cool. And then a kettle and some snacks. And I did find out when I checked out that those snacks were free because they asked me if I wanted them when I checked out because I didn't eat them. And then there's a mini fridge as well below this. And I don't know if those are free, if I'm being honest. So I'm assuming not, because right there, if you see that little price sheet, there's prices about some of those snacks. Had this like desk here, a good sized bed with outlets next to the bed, which was nice, a little desk area, and then you had a tiny little balcony. And again, the noise of the traffic that's coming through was pretty loud at night. The hallway to your room was just an open air hallway, so just wanted to show that. It's not a very big hotel, but I did think it was clean. It was nice. The airport ride was maybe like 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes. So that also was really nice, because had I stayed in the city, it would have taken me probably at least an hour. And then this last shot here is just the mall literally across the street, where you can have lots of food items. Tip here is go upstairs. They have really, really good and really cheap food there.